collection rate below the year-to-date budget, mainly due to employee-related costs, electricity and water purchases, operational costs and contracted services. Deficits are reported for the energy management, water and cleansing and solid waste directorates. The trading services reforms are in the implementation stage. Year-to-date capital expenditure was reported at 1.26 billion. There are weekly capital monitoring meetings to deal with capital projects. This includes interrogating the spend and addressing any blockages. Procurement planning is also closely monitored to ensure that delays on projects are minimized and the spend maximized. Repairs and maintenance spent year-to-date is 1.9%, with a projected spend of 8% by financial year end, which is in accordance with the norm of 8%. This demonstrates the commitment of the city to asset management and the maintenance and rehabilitation of its assets. This will help improve service delivery to our communities. There is a very moderate gearing of the balance sheet of 17.5% due to prudent borrowings. The norm is 45%. In addition, total borrowings to total assets is 12.2% against the norm of 25%. This means that the city has capacity to borrow more to address its service delivery backlogs. However, the impact of affordability of tariffs to ratepayers and the financial sustainability of the city will be considered in the first instance. 98% of creditors, Speaker, were paid within 30 days. I thank you.
Thank you very much, councillors. Are the recommendations noted? City Manager, next item.
Item 2.3, investment report for the month ended 31st of October 2025. Committee recommends.
Page 6, item 2.3, one speaker, Councillor Ngumalo, ANC.
Sibonge kakhulu Somlomo. The African National Congress, we note the report due to the fact that the municipality awarded 71 tenders during the month of amounting of 469 million, with a cumulative of numbers of awarded of 274 tenders amounting 3.3 billion. On top of that, over the 205 million, which is 44% of the month awarded, were local-based companies. So in those few words, with that, with a few clarity on this report, that we note the report as the African National Congress. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are the recommendations noted, councillors? Yeah, thank you very much. Next item.
Thanks, Honourable Speaker. Item 2.4, billing report for the month ended 31st of October 2025. Committee recommends.
2.4, that is page 6. There are two speakers. Is Councillor N. Ulu from DA and His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Cyril Kawa. Councillor Ulu.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, we are not going to sit here and note those reports like it's business as usual, because what we are reading here is a complete disconnect from what residents are actually experiencing. We're celebrating 99.99 billion completeness. Fantastic, you sent out bills. But page 13 tells a very different story. Only 21% of meters were actually read. 21%. That means nearly 248,000 households got estimated bills, not actual readings, estimates. And we are hearing directly from residents what that means in practice. A pensioner in Drummond in Ward 103 whose bill suddenly jumped from 800 to 2,400, estimated, not read. A a small business in Botha's Hill that can't access a special debt relief program because they are expected to pay 50% of a disputed bill that's wrong in the first place. Families sitting with billing disputes that go unresolved for months while areas pile up. This report, Speaker, says we have 22,941 faulty meters, 22,000 meters that don't work. And what's the action plan? There are delays in replacing these meters. That's not an action plan, that's an admission of failure. 15,000 meters are disconnected. 10,000 properties can't be accessed for readings. 12,000 meter reading routes are incomplete. And somehow we are supposed to apply because 99.99% of accounts got billed. Speaker, National Treasury's MFMA Circular 58 doesn't say send out bills. It says ensure billing systems are accurate, that bills are based on verified consumption, and that you follow up to collect what's actually owed. We're failing on every single account. And let's talk about this meter rollout. Phase 1, 14,000 new meters. Deployed to date, 1,754. That's barely 12%. The excuse, limited resources, no disconnection contract. These aren't reasons. These are symptoms of an administration that cannot execute its most basic functions. Speaker, let us be clear on what needs to happen here. Firstly, the city administration needs to urgently resolve outstanding billing disputes with clear timelines and transparent communication, not continuous as an action plan. Secondly, we need to ensure that all bills are based on verified meter readings and eliminate this reliance on excessive repeated estimation. 79% estimation is not acceptable. Thirdly, we need to rectify the RMS system failures and improve internal oversight to prevent these recurring errors. Fourthly, Speaker, we need to review the conditions of the special debt relief program to ensure that residents with disputed bills are not unfairly penalized. You cannot expect someone to pay 50% of a bill they are disputing because your meter hasn't been read in 6 months. Fifth, restore public confidence by reporting openly on progress made to stabilize the billing system and improve revenue management, not dashboards and statistics that hide the dysfunction. Because right now, residents are bearing the cost of our administrative incompetence. The pensioner getting an inflated estimated bill didn't break the RMS system. The small business owner whose meter hasn't been read in months didn't fail to integrate the new suppliers. The family with a faulty meter that's been pending for a year didn't create this backlog. This municipality did. And when residents lose confidence in the accuracy of their bills, they become reluctant to pay. That's not defiance. That's a rational behavior when you can't trust what you are being charged. And when that happens, the city loses revenue and service delivery collapses further. Fair and accurate billing isn't a privilege, it's a basic obligation of any well-run municipality and a cornerstone of accountable governance. It is essential for the dignity and financial stability of our residents and the long-term sustainability of this city. Speaker, we will not simply note this report this time. We're asking for concrete action with measurable timelines. We need answers on when will the 79% of residents on estimated bills get actual meter readings. When will the 22,941 faulty meters be replaced? And when we'll stop pretending that billing 99.99% of accounts means anything when only 21% of those bills are based on reality? Speaker, these aren't administrative challenges. This is a crisis of confidence that's undermining the financial stability of families and businesses across EThekwini. Residents should not bear the cost of the city's administrative and technological failures. Fair and accurate billing is essential for the dignity, financial stability, and long-term sustainability of this city because the residents of EThekwini deserve better than excuses, delays, and estimated bills. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Honourable Speaker, thank you very much. Thanks for allowing me to
Can you please
participate
speak
in
close
this
to your microphone?
debate. Thank you. I want to repeat what Councillor Nada said earlier on, that the city continues to maintain sound and strong financial position, and we post a balanced budget all the time, a year in and year out. We strive to pay our creditors within 30 days. We don't owe the utilities even a single cent, like it is the case in other municipalities. There was 99.99% completeness of billing for the month in question. The total property value increased by 1.1 billion rand. That is an achievement. The rebate program for the city is being implemented as per the budget resolution, and applications for vacant land rebates have been very low, as only 6 new applications were processed in the month. We really encourage our communities to apply for these rebates, as they are meant to assist during these difficult times. This is an olive oil we extend to our residents, showing that we are a caring, we are a listening municipality. We continue to improve the meter reading services, with 89% of water meters read. The 11% were estimated, with the main reason being 40 meters, abnormal meter readings being investigated, no access to read the meters, and meters removed on the ground but still on the system. And we are attending that. That we are aware, we have diagnosed the problem, and as we speak, I want to assure you colleagues that it is receiving attention. Electricity meters are only read once electricity meters are only read once every 3 months. For the month, 79% of meters were read. Only 21% were estimated, with the main reason being faulty meters, abnormal meters, reading being all readings are being investigated, and the problem of no access, given that some properties are locked and the properties are right inside the meter. But that too is receiving attention, colleagues. It's a matter that the Finance Committee is getting report on it and following it up with the utility or what you call departments. We refer all these cases to water and sanitation and to electricity, so that they can be attended to. 8,000 meter rollout is being implemented, Mr. Speaker. 14,000 have been received for deployment. 8,000 meters have been allocated for critical services, such as dealing with issues where rates clearance certificates are required, to deal with people who are on the 80-20 applications, to deal with people who are changing over from credit meters to prepaid meters, to deal with new applications, and also to address faulty meters that the honourable member was speaking about, as well as bypass meters. It's not a case of us not doing anything. We have identified the problem, but with the latest rollout, we are fixing the problem. And the remaining 6,000 meters have been allocated human settlements, with latest grant received from national government. I want to repeat this. With the latest grant received from national government, more resources will be deployed to increase the rollout of meters. To date, using our budget, and only about 1,754 meters have been deployed, and the rollout is underway. This will be ramped up as part of addressing and the leakages in our revenue. The revenue is what we want. We want to enhance revenue collection. Certainly is one area that we are focusing on. Ngeke sishiye ngaphandle ukuqoqa inkece kubasebenzi bethu. Uma sibona ukuthi kukhona into esithiyo, uma ngabe imitha lagesi and alisebenzi, noma imitha lagesi and alikho, sizalifaka imitha lagesi, sawulungisa imitha elingasebenzi, ngoba ilona imitha elikwenza ukuthi sixhumane thina masipala esiqoqa imali nabasebenzi nama customer ethu esiqoqa imali kuyo. ngale kuba khona kwale contract ekhona njengamanje kuyasilekelela ukuthi siqale siwandlala amamitha siqale ngalabo esicabanga ukuthi and kubalekile ukuthi sibabhekele labo abenza lento kuthiwa ama rates clearance certificates ngoba uma singayi-attendi singababhekeli singalungisi inkinga kagesi noma yamanzi kulaba bama-rates clearance certificate kusho ukuthi lapho asizukuvimba nje kuphela ukuthi qoqekele imali abasuke besikweleta yona kusho ukuthi nokutransfer kwama-properties from one owner and from the seller to the purchaser kuzovimbelezeleka ingakho-ke sithe asiyibhekele lento siba-prioritize nalabo asebethi sikhathele thina ama-credit meters sifuna ukuphuma kwi-credit meter singene kwi-prepaid meter ngoba bayabona ukuthi ngokuba khona kwi-prepaid meter bazokwazi ukucontrola i-consumption umuntu uzokwazi ugesi ukuthi ngizowudla kangaka ngizowucisha ngelanga lokuqala nguvule ngelanga lesibili ngucishe ngelanga lesithathu depending kuya ngokuthi yena ufuna ugesi ukusebenzisa kanjani asikushiyele kwezandleni zabantu ukuthi basicontrole bona ukusebenza kagesi sawundlani phela manje amamitha futhi ngale mali uhulumeni omkhulu kamongameli uRamaphosa sinikeze yona njoba kade kwabiwa uhlahlozimali nje and uminister uGodongwane uvele wasinikeza imali enkulu wathi asizoyisebenzisa ukuxazulula izinkinga lapha eThekwini siyazixazulula ngempela inkinga sicela ukuthi nibambisane nathi-ke bakwethu ekuxazululeni inkinga siyabonga.
Thank you very much, councillors. Are the recommendations noted? Next item, City Manager.
The next item, item 2.5, progress report on minimum competency levels, June 2024 to December 2024, and January 2025 to June 2025. Committee recommends.
This is page 16, 2.5, eh?
Yeah.
It's page 16, 2.5. Yeah. Are the recommendations noted? Next item.
Next item 2.6, unauthorized irregular.
Yes. Who is the speaker? Because Councillor Kesson is on leave. No. Earlier, City Manager read her name as a person submitted leave of absence. Then it was recorded here that is on leave. Now, we were never advised that he's going to join the meeting. Hence, our record are saying he's on leave. And I won't allow her to speak. Yeah. Thank you. Are the recommendations agreed, councillors? Thank you. Next item. Next item.
Item 2.6, unauthorized, irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure, UIFW, incurred for quarter ended 30th of September 2025. Committee recommends.
Thank you. We are on page 16, item 2.6. Are the recommendations noted, councillors? Thank you. Next item.
Item 2.7, debt collection report for month ended 31st of October 2025. Committee recommends.
This is page 17, three speakers. DA, Councillor Pekte. Action SA, Councillor Perskin. ANC, His Worship, the Mayor, Councillor Kaba. Councillor Pekte, number one.
There we go. Thank you very much, Chair. The front row has got no mics. On the 31st of October 2025, the level of government debt owed to this municipality stood at an astonishing 2.027 billion. This is not a small accounting error, nor a minor administrative delay. It is a crisis that affects service delivery, infrastructure stability, investor confidence, and ultimately the daily lives of our residents. To break it down, national government owes us 77.3 million, the Inkosi Trust owes us 319 million, and the KZN provincial government owes us a staggering 1.6 billion. Speaker, when we look deeper into these figures, the situation becomes even more troubling. At national level, the Department of Water Affairs leads with 43 million in unpaid accounts. In the provincial sphere, the Department of Education dominates the ledger for all the wrong reasons, owing 945 million for trading services alone. This is nearly R1 billion in unpaid water, sanitation and electricity charges, and that excludes property rates. Human Settlements owes 119.4 million, Health owes 26.3 million, and Social Development comes in at 6.5 million. Yes, despite these facts, we continue to hear contradictory media statements claiming that all provincial water and electricity accounts by, for example, Department of Transport are up to date. This is simply not true. According to the municipality's own report, this department, which is the Department of Transport, owes 2.4 million, sitting in 120 days plus arrears column. And this brings us to the elephant in the room. Licensing centres across the city are being shut down because the municipality is disconnecting water and electricity. This is preventing citizens, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens, from renewing licenses and processing registrations before legal deadlines. A complete collapse of administrative functions, caused not by residents, but by government departments who are unable to pay their bills. But Speaker, the problem runs deeper. The Department of Public Works, which oversees property rates for all provincial departments, has openly admitted that the city is demanding 491.9 million. They have, at the very least, acknowledged years of negligence. They have admitted to a historically inherited debt under ANC government. They have admitted that oversight was neglected, and they have proposed various measures to avoid a complete breakdown. Donating buildings valued at 54 million to the municipality. We suspect the city will be expected to pay for the next 23 buildings. Seeking negotiated and structural payment terms and transferring 80 million in a goodwill payment on the 3rd of December. But even more concerning is the suggestion that property valuations have been inflated by as much as 40% systematically for years. This has allegedly allowed the municipality to milk the provincial cow in an attempt to plug the massive deficit created by domestic debt that is largely unaffordable and spiraling out of control. Add to this the failure to question why the same property rates are being charged to both urban and rural schools, including those situated on Inkosi Trust land, where the trust itself owes more than 319 million, and we have a picture of complete administrative collapse. And notably, no consistent punitive actions have been taken in all government departments. It does not end there. Public Works has also admitted that they cannot even secure direct communication with the city manager. They have been forced to declare an intergovernmental relations dispute, seeking mediation through COCTA, a process that will cost taxpayers even more money in legal fees. This is not mismanagement. This is an honest mistake. This is not an honest mistake. This is years of negligence, years of poor planning, years of corruption, years of exploitation, and years of abusing the public purse. And in the end, is it always the people that suffer? Drivers in fear of having licenses that are in arrears. The commuter who queued at a close licensing office. The business whose costs keep rising while spheres of government cannot set politics aside. Enough is enough. The DA demands that a sustainable, transparent, and immediate solution be found and implemented without delay, noting that the city's insinuation of the department refraining from paying officials in December to defray debt could possibly yield the biggest saving it applied eternally. Because of the saving goes, and as every household in the city knows too well, Christmas is coming, and excuses will not keep the lights on. Excuses will not pay the debt, and excuses will not build public trust. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Action SA, Councillor Paskin.
Thank you, Speaker. In October, we advised this council that our revenue collection was at a critical stage, and unless we enforce constant and fair credit control, the municipality would face the full face of financial crisis. We advised that despite collections being above target, debt spiral was continuing at 400 million rand a month. Today, Speaker, this continues and must be highlighted as a major concern. The debt relief incentives, despite payment arrangements, despite improved collections and achieved higher than target collections as per this report, we continue to receive month after month a debtors book that has increased to 42.2 billion rand, which as predicted, an additional 400 million rand in outstanding debts. We continue to collect less than our billing. This is an increase of over 1.2 billion rand in the last 3 months, and proving beyond a doubt that our current system is failing. Speaker, this is not just an accounting problem, it's a service delivery problem. Speaker, I do have an additional 2 minutes.
Order, your time is up. Councillor Paxton, your time is up. There were no donation this time on this item, but on other item there were donation. His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Klava.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Once again, it gives me pleasure to participate in this debate. And I want to say that, yes, indeed, the debt is still a challenge, but we are trying to deal with it. In the last few years, we've introduced measures to try and assist communities that are struggling to pay their bills. But the elephant is in the room. Here is the elephant, the elephant that I'm talking about. I've received a letter from the MEC for Public Works, and there's a DA minister. He's threatening to take us to court for disconnecting government facilities for owing us rates. This is what he says to me. And the declaration of dispute in terms of Section 41(1) of the Intergovernmental Relations Framework Act, and the disconnection of electricity at various state, provincial properties due to outstanding property rates payment. He says he refers to various attempts to negotiate a resolution on the issue of the outstanding rates payment due by his department, including but not limited, a request for a meeting with your office, meaning my office, a discussion between myself and the MEC. You don't need any discussion. Whoever owes us must pay us the money. We don't have to take to court. We don't have to start with any intergovernmental dispute or anything of the sort. If you owe us money, pay us money. Why you keep quiet when you disconnect residents, but when we disconnect facilities,
you don't have to shout.
Under the tutelage of the MEC,
Just speak quietly. You don't have to shout.
Order.
What is good for the geese? What is good for the geese is good for the
Akusiyo kanjalo ikiza yanleyo.
what is good for the giant is good for the geese.
Order, councillors, order.
Point of order, Speaker.
Order, councillors, order. Lower your hands.
Uvunyelwe kanjani umuntu ophuzile emhlanganweni?
Yeah, order. Can we allow His Worship to conclude this debate? Yeah. Please proceed.
Ngithetheleni bakethi ngiyiqedile debate. Into esibekayo la eyokuthi sikhulumile nomhlonishwa ungqongqoshe umeya and oyilunga le-DA lapha kuhulumeni weprovince. Sathi cha thina inkece abasikweleta yona siyayifuna and asifuni nje kuphela kubo sifuna kuwonke umuntu. We are trying to enforce our credit policy esivumelene ngayo. Manje kuyasixaka ukuthi uma sesifuna lenkece laba bangaphesheya be-DA bagxuma besho zonke izinto lezi. Uma sifuna kuhulumeni kodwa uma siya kubantu and bathula abawubanga umzimba sithi yebo abantu
Point of order, Worship, there's a point of order.
ikakhulukazi lo ngazweli utheni.
Where is the point of order?
Speaker, it's Councillor Govender.
Yes.
I'm not sure if your team is deliberately doing this, but our mics haven't been working for a while. We're unable to call points of order. And I do understand your time constraint for 2 o'clock, but I need the
Order.
mic on, please.
Order. No, Councillor Kaben, there's no point of order. They are being destructive. You can't, you can't raise a point of order in the middle of a debate and then in advising me about microphones. Microphone can be addressed with my team without disrupting the posting of council. It's not a point of order. That's what you are raising. I think you are unfair to council. Your worship, please proceed. Order. Councillors. Kambule, Councillor Kambule in the EFF benches. Can I address you, all of you councillors? Can I be allowed to run the council meeting? Can you give me a space to run the council meeting without being assisted by you? Because when you are trying to assist me, you are being destructive. When a councillor raises his or her hand requesting to address the speaker, let the speaker make a decision whether to allow that councillor or not. After a councillor addressed council, allow the speaker to determine what's going to happen after the point has been raised. Now, if a councillor is on the floor, then fellow councillors are responding, are addressing that councillor, it becomes destructive. Can I be allowed to run the council meeting so that we save time? Thank you. Your worship, proceed.
Thank you very much. Mhlonishwa bengireporta nje ukuthi sengibacebile umhlonishwa uMacpherson ophethe uPublic Works at a national level ukuthi kunemali abasikweleta yona ngaphinde ngamceba futhi uMEC uMayor weDA ukuthi iprovince yasikweleta sengicele ukuthi ungqongqoshe uGodongwane athi nje mabe bezobanikeza imali laba bahlonishwa aqala bambe imali ayikweleta thina siyavumelana sizokwenza njalo manje ngoba njalo masithi sifuna imali kubona babeka izathu eziningi basitshele lokhu kodwa bakhohlwa ukuthi siyayidinga le mali ngoba phela lo gesi sisuke singaphiwanga nathi suke siwuthengile kulaba esiwuthenga kubona ugesi nalamanzi suke singawaphikanga suke siwathengile lamanzi kulaba abasikweleta amanzi manje uma bengasikhokheli ugesi bengasikhokhela amanzi bengawakhokha ama-rates bacabanga ukuthi sizokwenza kanjani uku-maintain infrastructure yethu ukuyi-upgrade infrastructure yethu nokuthi siqhubeke senze infrastructure and ukuze abantu balapha eThekwini bathole usizo abangakhali inyembezi zengwenya uthola ukuthi and ibone bakhala ngokuthi asimaintain izinto ibone bakhala ngokuthi and asirepair izinto kodwa masifuna uqoqa imali kubo bafuna ukustraightisha basisenkantolo sithi cha ngeke kuze kwenzeke lo kodwa abantu bona sohlala ngasonke isikhathi sibabonelela njengamanje abasikweletayo sesithe kubona uma usikweleta noma ngabe usikweleta imali engakanani kuzoba umhla ka31 kuJanuary 2025 uma nje uza kuthina uza no 50% wakho sizowusula u50% sase sithi uma usikweleta imali kusola ngoFebruary kuze kuba uJune and lo mali esikweleta yona usungaba ne-payment plan oyenzayo kanye nomasipala and then vumelana ukuthi uzoyikhokha isikhathi esingakanani ngenhloso yokuba sivikele abantu bethu abazithola bese kingeni ongakwazi ukukhokhela ikweletu khona abanye namhlanje speaker basabonga ukuthi njoba safaka lento ekuthiwa i-deceased estate write off deceased estate write off and isisule inqwaba yemali yabantu ebekade bengakwazi ukuyikhokha and because ama properties abo were still registered emagameni abantu asebadlula emhlabeni so ngokusiza kwabo kanjalo sekwenza ukuthi baqale manje to regularize impilo yabo kabusha abafuna ukudayisa ama properties bakwazi ukudayisa ama properties abafuna and ukutransfer iproperty kusuka kumkhulu yegogo sebeyakwazi ukwenza lokho futhi sebeyakwazi futhi ukuthi babe reconnected back to services ngendlela esemthethweni, and we're connecting them back to amanzi, we're connecting them back to ugesi. Sebeyaqala manje abanye basikhokhela, sisikwazi ukuthola imali ebekade singayitholi ngaphambili. Angazi ukuthi uma usakhala ngesikweletu awuboni yini ukuthi thina lendlela eThekwini sisendleleni yokusilungisa isikweletu. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you very much. Recommendations are on page 29. The recommendations for noting. Are the recommendations noted, councillors?
Noted.
Next item, City Manager.
Next item, item 2.8, review of external service provider performance monitoring by units within the municipality for the first quarter of the 2025-2026 financial year. Committee recommends.
Item 2.8, page 29, one speaker, Councillor Madlala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We support the report and I'm fully covered by what is written on the report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are the recommendations noted? Thank you. No, it's for noting. Are noted. Next item, City Manager.
The next item, it's item 3, report of the Human Settlements, Engineering and Transport Committee meeting held on the 27th of the 11th, 2025. Item 3.1, request for EThekwini Transport Authority to enter into a 3-year memorandum of agreement with Pavilion and Westwood malls to regulate taxi ranks located inside the mall properties in line with the National Land Transport Act 2009. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much. Are the recommendations agreed? Next item.
Item 3.2, proposed closure of road servitude and alienation of municipal rights over Earth 174, the world's 37 Kashana Kuzwayo Road. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much. Item page 34, the recommendations are from 3.2.1 to 3.21.9. I think they're all for approval. They're all recommendations agreed, councillors. Next item. Is
Next
page
item,
35.
item 3.3, disposal of municipal-owned land to the National Department of Agriculture and Land Reform and Rural Development for the settlement of various land claims lodged with the Office of the Regional Land Claims Commissioner in terms of the Restitution Land Rights Act number 22 of 1994. Committee recommends.
Thank you. Two speakers, Councillor Said, ACC, ANC, Councillor Mwengwe, in that order. Councillor Said.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, we put in a reference back for this item.
Okay. I've just received it now. You can, let me check. Yes, indeed, it is in compliance. You can just read it and motivate briefly.
Speaker, the reference back speaks to, firstly, we fully understand why this needs to happen and we agree with it. However, it speaks to Annexure A, depicting the land parcels that are supposed to be transferred, which is non-existent in this report. That's the first one. The second one is that we fear risk that the land might be transferred to land reform, but then not be distributed. And the fourth one would be for us to say, okay, are there 169 claimants and all of them being accommodated? And if those things can be identified and more clarity be given around the transparent process that needs to be applied within this project. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. There is a proposed reference back to committee, councillors. It's from Councillor Said. It's seconded by Councillor M. Ismail. Can I have an indication whether the proposal is supported? Those who are in support, please raise your hands. who are supporting the reference back to the committee as per the motivation. Those in support is only one. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I don't see there. Are you voting? Okay, thank you. Okay. Those who are voting against the proposal to refer back the item.
Action SA. Action SA.
Trading services paid by MPEC. Yes, we izongena committee. Must be quick.
Thank you very much. Those who abstain? Those who abstain?
Action SA. Action SA.
Yeah. APF, have you voted?
Yes, yes.
Voted again?
Hayi wonke umuntu uyazi ukuthi angamisani nemfishimfishi mina.
Hey, imagine that. Imagine now, hey. Hey, you want to sing up first? Hey. Councillor Slang, who voted again?
Against.
Against? Okay. Action SA?
Abaz.
You voted again?
We abstain, Speaker.
You abstain. Okay. Thank you, Councillor Kotka. Thank you. Let's add the numbers. Yeah, thank you. Only 2 councillors are supporting the reference back. 117, they are against. 49 abstain. Therefore, the proposal to refer back the item has not been supported. We'll now go back to the substantive item. Councillor Said will be the first on the item. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, we fully understand. Speaker, also my time. I've got minutes from 2 parties.
No, there are no minutes.
Okay, Speaker, in 1946 we've had apartheid, and we can fully understand the need for this land to be distributed against those claimants. Our issue with this, Speaker, is simply transparency around the process. Where is this land? And how do we now, as council, just approve something wherein we are just blanketly giving permission for land to be given away to agriculture, not fully understanding exactly what we're doing or who those beneficiaries are. So with that, Speaker, in its current format, we abstain, but fully understanding the rights of people to have land and access to land. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Councillor Mgwengwe.
Honorable Speaker, fellow councillors, Amakhosi Asendlunkulu, ladies and gentlemen, as we gathered here today to deliberate on transfer municipal-owned land from EThekwini to National Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, as African National Congress, we are reminded of the wise words of Julius Nyerere, the founding president of Tanzania. Quote, "The land is ours. It is not mine. It is not yours. It is ours. And it is the responsibility of all of us to ensure that it is used for the benefit of all." Close quote. This sentiment is not only a guiding principle for our discussion today, but a call to action for all of us entrusted with stewardship of our city's land. The history of our country is marked by dispossession of land from its rightful owners, a legacy that has left deep scars on our communities. The Restitution of Land Rights Act of 1994 was enacted to restore land or provide redress to those who were dispossessed after 1913. In EThekwini alone, thousands of claims were launched, and today we take a significant step forward in fulfilling the promise of justice and restoration. The transfer of these properties is not a mere administrative act. It is a practical expression of Nyerele's vision, a vision where land is shared inheritance, and our collective responsibility is to ensure it is used productively and equitable for benefit of all. Our action today are firmly rooted in both municipal and national policy. EThekwini land policy is guided by equity, transparency, and flexibility. The councillor who spoke before me was not sure whether the list was shared. We can give the list to the councillor. It mandates that surplus land be released to support development, prevent illegal occupation, and align with our spatial development framework and planning and land use by law. We are committing to stakeholder consultation and ensuring that land transactions serve the needs of our communities. National policy, as articulated in the Restitution Land Rights Act and the Constitution, places land reform at the heart of our efforts to address poverty, unemployment, and equality. The transfer of land restitution is not only legal obligation, but a strategic level for economic development and social justice. Let us remember, as Julius Nyerere taught us, echoing the principle of foundation of our liberation struggle, that the land is trusted, held by all, and stewardship today must ensure that it serves the needs of both present and future generations. The properties being transferred are not required for municipal service delivery. Once in the hands of state and subsequently claimants, these properties can be developed productively, generate rates income for the municipality, and contributing to the broader economic activity of our region. As Nyerere reminded us, I quote, "It is the responsibility of all of us to ensure that it is used for the benefit of all." This is the spirit in which we can act today. This process will enable the settlement of outstanding land claims, foster social cohesion, and advance the rights of those previously disadvantaged. It is transparency, legally compliant process that is serve the best interests of both municipality and our community. By returning land to its rightful owners, supporting productive use, we are investing in the future of our city and our people. In conclusion, the transfer of land EThekwini to the Department of Land Affairs is practically demonstration of our commitment to land reform, policy alignment, and the practical demonstration and the productive of use of land. It reflects our dedication to legal compliance, strategic municipality objectives, and broader goals of social and economic transformation. Let us move forward with unity and purpose, ensuring that the land we transfer today becomes the foundation for our just, equitable, and prosperous tomorrow. And let us always remember the words of Julius Nyerere, which echoes by all African leaders: "The land is ours. It is not mine. It is not yours. It's ours." And it is responsibility of all of us to ensure that it is used for the benefit of all. close quote. ANC supports this item. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The recommendations agreed. Next item, Inkosi.
Freedom Front Plus abstain.
Okay, thank you. Let's record that. Next item.
The next item, item 4, the Trading Services Committee at its special meeting held on the 1st of the 12th, 2025. Item 4.1, allocation of additional urban development financing grant funding by National Treasury. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, Makaye. Item 4.1, page 36. The recommendation agreed, councillors. Next item.
Then it's the
item 5.
Item 5, the direct to Exco matters. 5, verified service delivery budget implementation and budget implementation plan for the first quarter ended 30th September 2025. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much. I've got 3 speakers from the Democratic Alliance. Councillor Tim Chetwa, number 1, Councillor Baxter, number 2, Councillor Kavenda, number 3. In that order.
I will be covered.
You'll be covered. Councillor Baxter.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chair. I'm going to keep it short, and I'm going to keep it outside of ChatGPT so that all words are actually understood. When one looks at this, and you look at what the indicators are, there's 3 departments that draw attention, and those are the underachievers. Although they would have passed matric, they still would have been a little bit short. The first being technical services, and that's energy management. They slipped from 66.66%, so 2/3 to 50%. You got your waste management that remained stable at 66.67%. And although marginally up from 56% to 68%, you've got finance. Now, let's leave finance for last and let's just touch on the others. Somewhere it says to me, we are not doing it right. When it comes to energy, we're talking electricity. Now, I don't believe we're going to stay too late tonight, although there may be change in hours of open and close. But I don't think we'll stay that late because we're starting early. Do yourself a favor when you travel through the city on the weekend and find if you are able to travel safely because the lights are working. It is very concerning when people have to run over traffic lights out of fear of what comes in the dark. And it actually happened to one of our colleagues just yesterday when her cell phone was liberated at an intersection because it was dark and nobody could see the danger coming. It's very close to home. And that is the energy. Now, I'm not talking about what is obvious, not what goes to the houses, but when you are out in the city enjoying yourself over the weekend, make sure that you are moving in places where there's light, that you don't get caught. When it goes to waste management, we are on the brink of the festive season. It effectively kicks off from this weekend going forward. And although we can pat ourselves on the shoulder and say we've achieved in waste management, this reflects that we're only 2/3 there. And it's not what you perceive, it is what your guest takes home with them as the memory of the city. So although we could say we've got it clean, be a guest in your own city for a change and look around and think if you had to pay top dollar to stay in Durban, whether this is the way that you would perceive the city to be. And if the answer is no, it says we are going in the wrong direction. And specifically so, if you enter the node at Umbilo, where we still have not found any solution for the homeless that are littering across the street, sitting in one of the lanes, making fire, defecating, and whatever else is there. That is part of the waste management, and you cannot clean everything away, but certainly you clean most of it away, and that is the entrance to a hub, which is the tourism hub coming into Margaret Magadi, and to the other side, which is a retail hub where people are probably going to hope to do shopping for Christmas. And let's go to finance. Now, I think finance we've unpacked in the report in the higher 90s, and we would get a little bit of a distinction and a cum laude for that, but we are not. So with that said, and again, I don't want to say too much because I want people to remember this. When you walk in the street and you kick something, it could be dirt, it could be anything in the dark. Clean your streets, keep the lights on, and most importantly, have them will not condone these reports, and therefore we are not supporting. Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Kavenda.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm covered.
Thank you very much. We are on page 38, item 5. Are the recommendation agreed? Then we have the screen, please. No movement. We are voting now. Let's close the doors. Secretariat, please be ready for counting. This is the yeah, we're left with one item on the supplementary agenda, then we'll move to the impact report, then ethics, then we go to incoming, then we close our meeting. I believe by 2:30 we would have concluded everything before we start our next session, which I will explain at the end of this program. Are we ready? Those who are in support of the recommendations on item 5, page 38, please raise your hands clearly and make sure that we are counted. Clearly raise your board. Thank you very much.
Pause, it exemplifies the kind of forward thinking that the city needs in order for structures peace in one.
6.4 agreed, 6.5 noted, 6.6 agreed. Thank you very much. We are now going back to our main agenda. In our main agenda, we are going to page 46. No, I'm sorry, not page 46, but it's the impact report. I'm looking at the page. The impact report, I will invite the chair. Page 60, yes. Impact report is on page 60. Impact chair will summarize the report, mainly the recommendations for council decision. Chair of impact.
Speaker.
Who is going to speak? Councillor Dlamini, Deputy Chair. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Greetings to councillors, officials, Kollega Inkosi Luthuli, abalaleli emakhaya. Speaker, we've got one report, MPEC. This report contains UIFWs. We recommended that this August House should approve
this recommendation of MPEC of writing off imali engango 7,584,680.49 cents as per Annex A, which details all the projects concerned. But we, as a committee, we like to express this. This irregular expenditure is caused by the line departments to use expired contracts, delay initiator the renewal processes of contracts, failure to renew lease in time, particularly electricity, smart exchange, no namanye ama departments for leases is questionable. Excess management protect in this August House.
Thank you very much, Councillor Dlamini. The recommendation is on page 61, 1.1 and 1.2. The recommendations noted, councillors. Councillor Dlamini.
Approval, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Now, let me deal with the next item. The next item.
Somlom.
Yes.
Approve. MPEC.
MPEC. It's for approval.
Yes, it's for approval.
Okay.
UIFW.
Yabong ukuthi nisahleli qwaba. Right, the recommendation agreed. The MPEC, thank you. Let's record that. Now, page 60. Earlier there was a confusion because the report was laid on table. Some of you have viewed the report, some none. But what's going to happen to manage time and to avoid chaos that happened before? A councillor will be excused at a time where his or her name is being discussed by council. When we have not discussing your name, you are expected to be part of the meeting. But when we are discussing your name, you're then expected to be outside. The secretariat team, they will take you outside. Once we have concluded, you will be brought back by the team so that we manage time. Thank you very much. We are now on ethics report. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the copy of the report here. Right. Who's number one? Chair. The report have to be tabled first. Can you give the city manager the copy of the report?
Yes, Somlong. The first councillor is Councillor Ben.
Okay, it means Councillor Ben, you have to excuse yourself. Councillors, normally, whenever we're discussing this report, we're taking much of council time. Let's manage time and deal with the report as expected. If you have to be outside, you have to be out. Thank you very much. Let's allow the chair of the Ethics Committee to summarize the report to council as it appears on page 2. Councillor Zondi.
Chairperson, a recommendation, will Councillor Ben, we are recommending to withdraw the case for Councillor Ben.
We agree with you.
Thank you very much. Is the recommendation agreed?
Agree.
No. Thank you. Number 2, Councillor Zondi.
Councillor Milan.
Is Councillor Milan? is okay, okay, as you excuse yourself.
Hayi bo. Kwenzakalani kanti?
iDA yodwa ayiwabiza umphakathi ayiwubiza umphakathi la
Bana 31 community members.
awubizeki vele bawu-31 ababizeki
Wabuya uBen. Akasena office.
Aye, bayaphelele.
Speaker, ngizosho ama-recommendations kuphela, Speaker, to save your time. Speaker,
Qhubeka ngikulalela. Miyeke uSpeaker usebhizi qhubeka. Ashaya past 2.
Yeah, sure thing. Sorry about that, I was trying to consult my team on some few items, Chair. Apologies, you can proceed.
thank you, Speaker. We are recommending informal warning for both breaches to Councillor Milan.
Thank you very much, Chair. Are the recommendations agreed, councillors?
No.
No.
DA, no. Can we record that?
Defend over
Next item, Chair.
The next item is, the next councillor is Councillor Desmond Longwa. I don't think he's here.
Okay, proceed.
We are recommending a formal written warning for both breaches, Chair.
Page 4, two recommendations. Are both recommendations agreed?
No.
Thank you. Let's record DA. Item 6, Councillor Zondi.
The next councillor is Councillor Nomvula Hlomuka.
Already she has excused herself. Proceed.
We are recommending a reprimand to Councillor Hlomuka.
Agreed.
Thank you. We support the recommendation, councillors.
No.
Okay, thank you. Let's record that. Next item, Councillor Zondi.
Indodakani no yabo.
Councillor Umpanza. SP Mpanza.
Yeah, Pumelia.
We are recommending a written warning for both charges, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Zondi. Are the board, the commission agreed?
No.
Okay, let's record that. That was the last report, Councillor Zondi. Okay, thank you. We are now back to our main agenda. We are done with ethics. No notice of motion. We are now going straight to item 16. On committee decisions, are all committee decisions noted? Item 17, item for noting noted.
Speaker.
Thank you very much. It means now we are going to move. Councillor Pekte?
Yeah, thank you very much, Speaker. Noting that we're jumping the agenda and that you said we are now going from the one to the other.
Which one?
You jumped to 16, you said report committees and then items for noting, but we never seem to go to item number 15. So at which point, Chair, are we going to be receiving some kind of input on items 15? Because I'll be quite honest, I've been sitting in this council for quite a while and I'm yet to see a report where the city manager is it's actually here and appraising this council in a report. I've never seen it. So when are we going to be starting to look at things like item 15? Can we get a commitment, maybe, Chair, that would start happening from January 2026 so that we can actually start getting a report from the city manager as he is mandated to do in terms of the Act? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Your point is noted. Item for noting noted, councillors. Then item 18, we are closing the meeting. Now, it means now we are going to move straight to the in-committee. Only officials will be excused. The acting city manager will indicate who should remain behind. But officials, if you are being excused, you are not leaving. You are not leaving because you are invited to the second session where we'll move and having lunch and some music and some speeches from different political parties. I want all of you officials to participate, and members of the public who are here, we are going to be very quick. Just wait for us so that to join us to the next session. Thank you very much. City Manager, you'll tell me who to remain behind. We are now preparing ourselves for the in-committee.